When you stop caring, everything starts to work. The Musashi Way. There comes a moment in life, not marked by trumpets or applause, when something within you simply stops. You stop chasing, stop performing, stop trying to fit in, impress, or prove. And strangely enough, it is from that stillness that everything begins to flow. You may not recognize it at first. After all, we were taught to care about everything: what others think, how we look, how we rank. To strive endlessly for approval, success, identity. But in the words of Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary samurai who walked his own path without masters or applause, to become the enemy, you must understand yourself first. The true battle is not with the world, it's with the mask we wear to survive it. The myth of caring. Too much we live in a culture where caring about appearances, about metrics, about other people's validation is disguised as virtue. We hustle for approval, we obsess over feedback, we fear being misunderstood, unseen, or unloved. But Musashi would call that a loss of center. His philosophy teaches that the warrior who reacts emotionally to every wind cannot hold his sword straight, and neither can we hold our own lives steady if we're constantly adjusting ourselves to external storms. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." The more you try to control how others see you, the more you lose who you actually are. The more you mold yourself to their expectations, the more estranged you become from your soul. But Musashi went further, not just resisting illusion, but slicing through it. To him, detachment was not indifference. It was clarity. Masks, personas, and the silent death of self from childhood, we learn that love is conditional. We receive affection when we perform, obey, or impress. We learn to smile through pain, to hide our fears, to play a role. Jung called this the persona, the mask we wear to survive society. Musashi called it a lie. He knew that the sword, like the self, must be clean, stripped of pretense. He trained not only to fight enemies, but to dissolve illusion. The true path is in cutting through one's own delusions, he wrote in Dokudo, his final manuscript. We become trapped in roles: the good child, the successful professional, the likable friend. But beneath all of it lies a deeper self, exiled, whispering. And that whisper only becomes audible when you stop playing the part. When Musashi left behind the formal schools of swordsmanship to create his own path, he wasn't being rebellious. He was returning to his nature, to the stillness that lies beyond approval. The philosophy of letting go, not giving up. Stop caring does not mean stop feeling. It means stop being owned by the need to be understood, applauded, or accepted. Musashi wrote, "Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help." A clear call to inner sovereignty. You walk your path, you honor life, but you don't beg it for meaning. Likewise, Epictetus reminded us, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. But how can you respond with clarity when you're reacting to everything? The Musashi way is restraint, not weakness. To pause before swinging, to breathe before speaking, to act only when aligned with the center of your being. Burnout. The symptom of misaligned effort, Byung-Chul Han, the Korean-German philosopher, once said we live in a burnout society, a time when freedom has become oppression and self-optimization has become slavery. We are no longer forced by external tyrants. We have become our own. Musashi would see this as the chaotic mind wielding the sword without discipline. To act from compulsion without stillness is to die slowly, from the inside out. I've lived that burnout. chasing goals that weren't mine, trying to sound smart, seem strong, look successful, until my soul fell silent. And when I looked at what I had built, it was a monument to everything I wasn't. Musashi's life was a series of intentional rejections, of convention, of noise, of false strength. He didn't win 60 duels just with technique. He won because his actions were empty of ego. Empty, yet full of presence. That emptiness is the space where clarity lives. Detachment is a warrior's clarity. Musashi said, "Do nothing which is of no use." This is not minimalism, it's philosophical discipline. We clutter our lives with distractions, social roles, ambitions that aren't ours, and then wonder why our mind feels foggy, our heart feels anxious. It's not anxiety, it's misalignment. Seneca, too, warned us. It is the power of the soul to be unconquerable, but only when we stop handing it over to other people's opinions. True detachment is not cold, it's warm. It's the warmth of finally not pretending. It's the energy that returns when you stop wasting it on trying to be understood. Breaking the cycle, saying no to what's not. Yours Musashi believed in cutting away the unnecessary, not gradually, decisively. Just like he carved a longer wooden sword before facing Kojiro, outthinking his rival before even raising his hand. You can do the same in life. Say no to roles that confine you. Say no to conversations that betray you. Say no to identities that don't feel like home. This is not rebellion. This is refinement. And yes, it's painful. Because as you step out of your mask, others may recoil. But this is the solitude before sovereignty. The silence. After the storm, when you finally let go, when you stop caring in the compulsive, ego-driven way, a strange silence fills the space. You may feel empty at first, you may feel lost, but that's the moment Musashi waited for. The void is where clarity lives, he writes in the final chapter of the Book of Five Rings. To stand in that void, stripped of the need to be seen, is to see yourself for the first time. Not the version of you they liked, not the version of you they wanted, but the version that was waiting beneath the performance. The return to essence, Nietzsche said, become who you are. But Musashi lived it. He didn't theorize about self-overcoming. He walked into solitude, into conflict, into loss, and cut away every illusion until all that remained was essence. And this essence doesn't shout. It listens, it observes, it moves without explanation, because it doesn't owe one. When you stop caring about the approval of the world, you become aligned with a deeper order, the rhythm of your own spirit, and that rhythm attracts what is meant for you. Not because you chase it, but because you've cleared the space. Walking the path of no path in Dokodo, Musashi's final manuscript, he wrote 21 lines of brutal simplicity. Among them, accept everything just the way it is. Never be jealous. Never seek pleasure for its own sake. Be detached from desire your whole life long. This isn't nihilism. It's radical presence. Musashi didn't teach how to win. He taught how to become unwinnable, not by force, but by fluidity, not by pretending, but by embodying the truth without fear. Let this be the turning point. You don't become free by adding more. You become free by removing what was never yours. Stop caring in the way they taught you, and start caring in the way your soul remembers. Care for stillness. Care for meaning. Care for the truth that doesn't change when the crowd does. And if one day you stand alone, let it not be loneliness, but the echo of a self finally at home. Because the moment you stop living to please is the moment everything begins to align. That's not surrender. That's victory. The kind Musashi knew well.